Hello and welcome to the Critically Clueless. I'm the Monk, and of course we are back in Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires. In today's video we're going to be going over tips and tricks and kind of a general strategy that I use to win my battles and win my sieges and in taking new land. Exactly what I need to be looking at as a whole picture before actually getting that big win. And if tips, tricks, and general strategy about Dynasty Warriors is something that you're looking for, then why don't you hit that like button and of course subscribe to the channel, because I post loads of Dynasty Warriors content and plan on doing so moving forward, of course, too. We also have an active and growing Discord. We've got a few members in now for Dynasty Warriors, so if you have a question or something you want to chat about this game, feel free to join. The link will be down in the description. We also talk about any and all games we're currently playing, so you never know, it could be a place for you. Anyway, let's jump into the video. So the first thing what we really need to talk about is defense level. Now, this is a stat that I kind of overlooked in my first couple of playthroughs in playing Dynasty Warriors on the lower difficulties. You don't really need to look at it too much, because on the lower difficulties, you can kind of just plow through even something with a defense of 99, which is the maximum defense level. But general rule of thumb is the higher the defense level of the territory that you're trying to invade, the harder time you're going to have actually taking that place over. Again, I'm currently playing on hard mode, and if I was to attack, say for instance, a territory with a defense level of 75, that is going to be a tough battle. The squares that I need to take over are going to be harder for me to take over. It's going to take me longer to deplete the troops that are guarding it. If I try to take on an officer or two, they are going to be extremely difficult to take out. They're going to be tougher to take out because of the defense level. Some of you might know, playing on chaos mode sometimes, if you go up in chaos mode on a high defense level, going up against those officers, one mistake can literally cost you the battle. So it's a really good idea to check out that defense level. A very good rule of thumb is the lower the defense level, the easier the battle is going to be. And there's different ways that you can actually lower the defense level to make the battles a little bit easier. As you can see, one option is Wall Destroyed. This costs a good chunk of both cash and rations, but it's worthwhile, and you can see that it's represented by the -15 or the -10 if we just go to Sabotage, and that will chip away at the territory that you use it in. Hopefully that is the same one you plan on attacking as well. You can rinse and repeat this as many times as needed in order to get that defense level lowered. And of course, these political commands can actually be unlocked through certain titles that you unlock throughout your game. So if you're wondering how to actually get these, it is available through certain titles that you unlock. But they're really worth investing in. I mean, you can see that after we've done this a couple of times now, the defense level of that territory is now only 28, significantly lower than what it was at. Now, of course, you have to remember that when you are doing these, these sabotage attempts, they could be trying to rebuild their defenses as well. So the numbers may not always match up, but it's a really good idea to do this and get it into your favor. Get it down to red at least. That way, you've got an easier battle ahead of you. The other thing you can do, as you just saw me do then, was move your strongest armies to the territory in which you plan to launch the invasion from. So if you have, your leader and your top 5 generals in a different province, move them to the area that you plan to actually do the invasion from. That way you can be attacking with your best troops. Another thing you can do to weaken the area you plan to attack is in diplomacy, you have a few options like scout, defection, and of course, seeds of discord. These things can be very good in getting certain officers away from the army that you plan on attacking, essentially weakening the army that you plan on attacking before you actually attack them. Now, of course, all these things that I'm talking about does cost an action point, so it is ticking away at that time. So if you plan on doing it at the end, or before your next war council, for instance, just make sure you've got enough time left to obviously do your invasion as well. But I find these things really helpful. Again, most of these things can be unlocked through titles that you get throughout your playthrough as well. Unfortunately, as you saw, even if they've got a high percentage chance of succeeding, sometimes it's going to fail. It is one of those, but it's worth investing in its burst. It's worth giving it a try. Sometimes you can get some top tier, poach some top tier troops from your enemy doing it this way, or of course plant the seeds of discord. That's actually a really good one because it encourages an officer to actually make their own vagant force, and so even if your attack does fail, or maybe you don't launch your attack just yet, there's a good chance that that new force that has just come up in their territory is going to attack them, further weakening their defenses, making it an easier fight for you later. But after going through all of those options, you should finally be ready to make your attack, launch your attack. And the first option you're going to be coming up against is who to take with you. Make sure you've already got your troops there. We already talked about that earlier. And then we get to choose a secret plan, or don't choose one. It is completely up to you. My advice for the secret plans are you don't have to have one, but if you're gonna have one, make sure you succeed. If you look on the left hand side, you will see stars. For instance, summon the flame tiger, that is 3 stars. The ram base upgrade is 1 star. The more stars, the more difficult it is to make sure these things actually succeed. Whatever you pick, you want it to succeed. If you don't have confidence that you can make it succeed, go for no secret battle plan, which is absolutely fine. All you have to do then is make sure that you fought their secret plan from activating. And of course, don't forget, you can actually individually give your troops orders on where to attack. Now, I'm not on about the actual troops, but the actual officers or generals that you bring into this battle with you. You can individually tell them where you want them to go. So if you are on hard mode, if you are on chaos mode, you may want to group up your officers in specific targets to make it a little bit easier for you to take them over quicker. Now, there's definitely a few different ways to win a battle in general. You can kill their troops. That's definitely one good way. You can breach their walls. That is another decent way. When you breach their walls, it comes up with a decisive battle. All you have to do then is defeat their leader, and that's it, you've won. So what I like to try and do is focus on a gate. Focus on one wall, one gate. Make sure that ram or that siege tower makes it to where it needs to go, and hopefully you'll have an easier time. Now, that is easier said than done sometimes, however, so you have to start at the beginning at least to carve a path for that siege tower, for that ram. But if you keep your plan in mind from the very beginning, it should make your conquest that much easier. Now, as you can see, because we took out the defenses to this area, there's quite low, the defenses here. You can see that the reinforcement bar at the top is depleting very quickly. If we would be attacking an area of, say, 75 defense, we most definitely would not have conquered it by now. It would have taken a lot of effort to conquer that very quickly. But as you see, we already have our first ram. Now, making sure that ram actually makes the gate that we want it to isn't going to be very easy. There's going to be a lot in the way, but it's your job now to start clearing that way. Whatever it is, whether it's taking out officers, taking out the other squares leading up to the wall, whatever it is, just do what you can to protect it. You will find that there will be defense captains standing in between the walls and the rams as well. Taking out them is a good call. At the beginning of the fight, what I generally try and do is take out either as many officers as I can or claim as much land as I can before their secret plan pops up, because when their secret plan pops up, that's what you're going to have to be targeting and focusing on, ensuring that that does not succeed. For instance, we got a nice easy one. They have got a fire attack going on right now, so it's nice and easy. All we have to do is claim the targets that are lit up right now on our map. But whatever you do, make sure you focus in thwarting their secret plan, because that secret plan is going to have like huge consequences for your troops. And look just how easy we take out this square right here. Absolutely devastate them so quickly. Again, guys, this is simply because we lowered their defense level. Had this been a high defense level, it would have taken me a lot longer to claim that territory there. And just like that, their plan has been thwarted. And we're done and dusted. Kushti, we can go back to focusing on breaking through one of those gates. Now, I was a little bit lucky here, and within this battle, I got a decisive battle very, very quickly, depleted their troops. I actually control the castle's walls, and so I was able to use my grappling hook to go up the wall. And even though my ram hasn't actually made the gate yet, I'm able then to go to the gate, help it out, and smash it open and let in the rest of my troops. And of course, once you are in the castle, the only thing left, guys, is to defeat the leader. Now, the leader is going to be surrounded by whatever officers are left on the field and an awful lot of troops as well. Of course, the troops and the officers do not matter. All that matters is taking out their leader as quickly as possible. And that, guys, is pretty much all the tips and tricks I have for taking over new territory and winning the sieges. I hope you guys learned something, found entertaining, enjoyable. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and, of course, subscribe to the channel. If I forgot anything whatsoever, you want to add something, don't forget to just pop that down in the comments. I'm sure the other viewers will like to read it. I would too. And of course, if you do have more to share, don't forget we do have that Discord you guys could join as well. And if you made it right to the end of the video, a big thank you to everyone watching. I did actually mean to get this video out a lot sooner. Unfortunately, me and my daughter got COVID, so I wasn't able to record. So that's why, unfortunately, it's coming a few days later than you guys would normally expect. But I've been a monk and we've been Critically Clueless, and I'll see you in the next video real soon. Until then, take it easy and happy gaming.
まだまだだ。その部をもっと磨いてみせろ。
過去を忘れ、俺を生かそうというのか。なんという